And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 395. So I hope you guys
Wow.
had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, I am going to be having a conversation with Chubby Ray Comics, and this is going to be his first appearance on the show. And just like he always says at the beginning part of his videos, he doesn't buy single issues. He only buys trade paperbacks and omnibuses and collected editions. And as you guys know, for me, I should probably start doing that too. But when you're so deep into a hobby and you've realized how much money you sunk already into it, you're just like, you know what? What's one more single issue to buy? You know what I mean? So
that's my motto. There's no such thing as too much.
You know what's crazy is when I see all these packages right here that have unopened omnibuses and trades and everything. Like, a lot of people think just because they see this, that's all I have. No, guys, like literally in my living room, there's a fat pile of stuff I still have never opened. Right here, you guys haven't seen this. It's another line of boxes of omnibuses I haven't opened. Downstairs, there's omnibuses I have bought that I've never opened. And even in the studio apparently people have say I have a problem, but I'm one of those people where it might be a problem, but I will just say this: it's better than buying crack or weed or.
That's right. That's what my wife says that too. I know I have a sickness. But my wife says, she goes, honey, you could have a worse sickness. You could use that money on girls, on drugs, on booze, and I don't drink.
Me neither.
I don't even dabble in marijuana. I don't, because I can't. I mean, I've tried. Good Lord, I've tried.
You get too nauseous, actually?
I'm allergic. My doctor thinks I'm allergic to it because my reaction is, it doesn't matter if it's sativa or indica. I've tried all, but I get almost hyperventilating, and I get really paranoid and almost like panic attacks from it. So I can't do any kind of marijuana.
Yeah.
And I've never even tried anything harder. So I don't do it. I'm very boring. All I'd spend my money on is, my wife says, she goes, all you spend money on is comic books. That's fine. So, and my wife's cool. In fact, This is just my little library here, but we have bookshelves in our bedroom. I have 2 bookshelves of just independent books. And then in our front room, we have, off our living room, we have an alcove that looks out on the front yard. And in that alcove is just shelves that are going to be filled with all my Epic collections. I'm getting ready to move all my Epic collections in there, which is, if you look here, you can see my Epic collections.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah,
there's 3 rows of these.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna eventually move them all to the front. So that's, it's just my sickness.
The thing with Epic collections is, I always told myself I was not going to be that guy that goes and buys the same character story arc in a book in a different format. I told myself I was not going to be that guy. But then there's that line from The Dark Knight, by Aaron Eckhart, who plays Two-Face, where he says, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I am that guy now that buys the same shit in a different format, if it's reasonable, right? The thing with Epic collections that I don't like that Marvel does is they don't print them in order. So, like, use Iron Man, for example. Like, Iron Man, guys, if you wanted to get all of Iron Man's Epic collections, that's already going to be a lot of money in general. Like, getting Volume 3 is so out of print. I just randomly stumbled upon a guy on eBay that randomly had it. He let it go for, like, a good price. He let it go for, like, $40. I was happy with that. But then I try to get, like, the volumes 4, 5, and 6. Those are a little pricey. They haven't even printed volume 7, or they printed volume 8. 7 is just coming out this year in June, and then they're already at like 20. It's like a lot of their characters, for some reason, I don't know why they don't print stuff in order. They're like allergic to printing books in order. I just got
volume 24. Or here's Captain America, volume 24.
Yeah, that one came out
yesterday. So it's weird how they put out. It's weird how they do it, because
X-Men Epic Collections this month, we're going to get Bishop's. Yeah, because this week we're getting X-Men Epic Collection Volume 13, and then Bishop's Crossing is coming out. Volume 20 is coming out. It's like, wait, how did we end up getting Volume 22, but now we're going back and getting Volume 13?
I think that's weird. That's weird about Epic Collections, but it's also kind of cool about Epic Collections, because it sort of makes them more it makes them, I think it makes them more valuable or something. But yeah, I love, you mentioned Iron Man too. I love Iron Man and all the other Iron Man. The best Iron Man book is the Matt Fraction book, which is
yes, Extremis, I think it is, right?
It's World's Most Wanted. It's the whole Dark Reign one of Iron Man.
Okay.
It's here. Here's the modern epic. This is Matt Fraction and Salvador La Roca.
Yes.
And it's a great, I mean, it's a great book. It's when Norman Osborn, after Secret Invasion, he takes over everything, you know? And he wants the Iron Man technology. And Stark knows it. So in order to keep Osborn from stealing it, Stark downloads his mind onto these secret external hard drives.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
And he starts making himself dumber so that so that Osborn can't steal his technology. It's such a great story. It starts.
People do truly sleep on Iron Man. He actually has some really good stories.
I love the Matt Fraction run is so good. It's been I've got with Omar, I do his picks every year.
Near mint conditions YouTube channel.
Yeah, near mint condition. He does his picks for omnibus picks with Tiger Eyes, and this has been my number one pick for the last 2 years. Has been Matt Fraction, Salvador La Roca, Iron Man, and followed up by Benjamin Percy's Ghost Rider. By the way, Omar just announced on Sunday.
Yes,
Benjamin Percy's Ghost Rider is going to be made. So finally, I got number 2 done. Now, if I can just get number 1 announced, it'd be great.
So we're going to start this here because this is your first appearance on the show. So whenever you have a second appearance, third appearance later on down the show's life expectancy, as you know with superheroes, there's an origin story. We get it out right now. We can have all the fun later on. So we'll start at 2 ways. We'll start before comic books and we'll start general life. How was your life growing up? Did you have 2 parents? You go to
no, school? my life was, I'm a poor Mexican kid who grew up. I was born in Chicago.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Chicago, and my dad got shot he was shot in the war, and they thought he was dead. So I got his name because my mother thought he was dead. And then they found him and they found his body and they flew him to they flew him to Germany. And he was they thought he wasn't going to make it, and he survived. And then after they rehabbed him in Germany, whatever, he came home, and he was just messed up mentally. You know what I mean? He was.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. He was always leaving. Like, he left my mom with a bunch of kids, and he would just take off and all that stuff. So I grew up with my mom being as the main, she was the main parent, but my dad would leave. He would leave for like 2 years and come back. And then he would, he was just always, he just wasn't, and then he had an alcohol problem. So my childhood wasn't.
Alive? Are your parents both still alive?
No, my father just died. He just died last year or 2 years, in 24, he died.
Oh, sorry, man. That sucks.
Well, it was, but he was really, my father later in life, I forgave him, and, and we got somewhat close, but never super close. But it was funny because when I was growing up, I bought some single issue comic books. A friend of mine in junior high school, or no, grade school, I would go out and shovel snow and mow lawns to get a little cash. And I take that money and I would go to this place called the Dime Store, and I would buy single issues of comics. And I ended up buying Micronauts #1. And this friend of mine named Jeff, he had Legion of Superheroes. And he said, hey, do you want it? Because I read Micronauts #1. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. And it was the first comic I bought. So I was like, oh, this sucks. And my friend Jeff says, I would love that book. And he said, do you want to trade? I said, yeah, I'll trade. And he went over to his house and he had a bunch of Hulks, and I didn't understand Hulk. So he goes, I've got this book, Legion of Superheroes. And I said, I'll trade for that. And I got the Legion of Superheroes, and I fell in love with the Legion of Superheroes. So that was my introduction to comic books. But I was a poor kid. Like, I didn't have much money to get books. and I would get them when I would shovel snow or mow lawns. Flash forward a few years later, I had this nice collection of some Silver Age books that I had purchased, just going up and buying them. And then my house caught on fire and it burned up my entire collection. Burned up the entire collection. And I'm maybe 11 years old when this happens, or 10 years old, whatever. And then we ended up moving to an apartment above a bank. And so we moved to this apartment and I go, okay, I'm going to start. And my mom says, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to start buying comics again. So I go out and borrow somebody's lawnmower and I'm mowing lawns to get, $5 a lawn. And then I save up money and I use all my money to buy comic books for 3 months. Then the apartment above the bank, this is a crazy story. You guys are going to think I'm making this up. My mom was the secretary for a state agency, and some guy came into the state agency and was turned down for something. He didn't get what he wanted. So he followed my mother home and he lit the back of the bank on fire, and the fire went up the stairs and it burned our apartment. It burned the apartments.
So you had 2 house fires and
within 3 months of each other. And it was crazy. But the collection that I had gathered in those 3 months, it burned in the fire. So after that,
so you lost 2 comic book collections of single issues. Yeah.
I mean, the second one wasn't very big because it was only a handful of books. But the first one was years and years of collecting. And so I just decided comics aren't for me. So flash forward, I go through all school and playing sports and, eventually go to college, and I became a professional broadcaster. I went to radio. Got a radio degree, and then I got my first job and I was traveling all over the country. And I was living in Texas, and I was in this relationship that was just horrible. It's just good looking girl, but we should have never been together. And I was miserable. I think she was miserable. And I would just look for any excuse to not be in the house. And one day I stumbled into a comic book shop in Corpus Christi, Texas. And I was like, well, let me look at these comics. I haven't looked at comics since I was like 11 years old.
So what year was that? What year was that? You said when you had the house fire.
This was like 1989. I was I was still in college when I got my first professional job. I was young. I wasn't even 21 when I got my first full-time radio job. So I was maybe 22, something like that when this happened. And I stumbled into this comic shop and I saw Todd McFarlane Spider-Man, and the art blew me away. I was like, this is magnificent.
Holds up to this day. Still looks very good.
And so I bought that, and then I started going back, every day I started going back, and I would buy another comic, and I started slowly collecting these comic books, these single issues, and I loved them. So at 22 years old is when I got back into it, and I just fell in love with it again and started single-handedly buying everything. Well, this girl was not happy with me. She was like, what are you buying these comic books for? And I said, I enjoy reading them. And so eventually I broke up with her, and she had to move back to Illinois from Texas. And then I ended up meeting my soulmate, who's now my wife. I ended up meeting her, and she saw my comics, and she's like, oh, well, those are cool. What are those? And I showed her, and she's like, oh, that's cool. And she goes, let me go. I'd love to go with you shopping for them, because my wife loves the shop. And I said, yeah, I'd love to take you. So she went with me to the comic shop. And I was like, I met my soulmate. And so, I started collecting comics, and my wife went with me to Chicago Comic-Con eventually and everything. She's always been supportive of it.
Does she read them too?
She reads, she read Frank Miller's Daredevil run. And she read, she likes Rising Stars. She read my J. Michael Straczynski's Rising Stars book. She loved that, but she doesn't regularly read them. But she can pick up a compendium. She likes compendiums, and she'll read those. So yeah, she doesn't dislike them, which is awesome because she's very supportive of the habit. And I became we ended up moving from Texas to Illinois and then New York. And you know what I mean? We moved everywhere during my radio career. And then in 2005, in radio, back in the day in radio, you had to work by contract. It was contract by contract. And there was a thing called no compete clauses. So if you didn't sign a contract, you still were not allowed to work for so many months because of a no compete clause, unless you took it to court. And I lost the court case. So in 2005, I needed money to pay the mortgage and everything. So I ended up selling all of my Silver Age books. I sold all those Silver Age Fantastic Four and Amazing Spider-Man. And I ended up selling those books in order to pay my mortgage every month. And so I lost all my singles. And I said, I'm done. This is too much. And then last year in 2024, or 2 years ago, I guess, in 2024, I was getting a knee surgery and I couldn't walk. And my wife says, what are you going to do? She goes, you're not going to be able to do anything. And I said, you know what? I'd love to get a comic book, but I didn't want to get one comic book. So I said, you know what? Let me get a paperback. So I ended up getting a trade paperback. And when I read my first trade paperback, I was hooked again. I was like, oh, this is not just one issue. This is several issues put together. This is amazing. So then I started collecting them. And then it wasn't long after that I decided, let's try one of these omnibuses. And I got my first omnibus and then I was hooked immediately. It was just, when I read my first omnibus, it blew my mind. I read Jeff Johns' Green Lantern, Volume 1, and it was amazing. And the
trade or the omnibus?
The omnibus.
Okay. Yes, the one where Green Lantern is doing this, right?
Yeah, I
think it's that pose. Yeah. It
starts with the Green Lantern Rebirth.
Yeah.
Because I have a sickness, I just bought the compendium too. But yeah, I just love it. And I love, and now, so I bought omnibuses and trade paperbacks, everything. So for since then. So
okay, so you had said all of this. So at what point did it take you to accumulate all of that right there? So at one point you just went, I'm not going to buy single issues anymore. Was there another reason besides you had just losing them?
I sold them all. I sold all my single issues, and we lived off that money for a while.
That's crazy.
And then I was able to get back, and I was able to go back in radio because the statute, the no compete clause had expired. And then I went in and signed a couple more big contracts. And then in 2020 with COVID, I left radio full time and I started doing an online broadcast where I just charged subscribers. And it was the surgery that meant I couldn't walk. That's why I started reading collected editions. And then, like I said,
you accumulated all of that
since 2004.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I love it. I love it. I just love.
Well, I think a lot of people at this point are starting to think about, should they move away? Should Marvel and DC or Image, or a lot of them, move away from the floppy format? Because for me, I have like a manga background growing up too. So like when I get a manga, like when I did get them, because I would always watch Naruto or Bleach or Dragon Ball, those books were like literally 200 some odd pages with 10 chapters of storytelling. And then when I would go and read some of the Spider-Man comics I got growing up, I was like, this is vastly different here. It's like $3.99 for this, but it's $10 for all of this. People always ask me, what is my unpopular comic book hot take that'll have you like this for all the swords and everything? Mine is, I think at this point moving forward, books should just only be trades or collected editions. Like I think floppy format is essentially very outdated unless it's a guaranteed best-selling series,
I think with comics it's important though, because if they stop putting out the single issues, they wouldn't have anything to make collected editions out of. So
that's true. Yeah.
I hope the single editions continue forever, but I'm just not interested in them. I mean, I still have I have all the single issues of my Legion of Superhero stories.
Right.
And then I have I think I've still got single issues of the Death of Superman stuff. And
they still reprint that. Like there's going to be a Death of Superman Absolute Edition.
It's I know. I already have an omnibus. I have 2 omnibuses of it. And I have,
did you get the compendium that just came out like last year too?
No, I didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've looked at it so many times in the last 6 months, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it. And I really, which one I want is the Absolute Edition where it's the headstone.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I think but I'm trying to talk myself out of getting it.
I think the biggest omnibus purchases I've made was the Wolverine Omnibus Volume 1 and Batman by Neil Adams. Man,
I don't have Batman by Neil Adams. I don't have that one.
That one is pricey. I'll tell you that right now. If you go on eBay a good day, you'll get a good deal. But that one, when I saw how many PayPal paying 4 payments it was going to be, you're like, all right, you know what? You do it. You don't look at your bank account. That's what I do. That's why I told you, man. Hey, if the omnibus comes out, I'll let PayPal take care of it. I'll just work.
I think they're gonna reprint. I think they might reprint that Neil Adams book. I hope so.
To be in the Bronze Age omnibus coming out for Batman.
Oh, that looks good. Yeah, with Batman on the ground and Ra's al Ghul over him.
I'm definitely getting that. I love the story of when he first meets Ra's al Ghul. I have that in hardcover. I forget what it's called, but I know I bought it in hardcover.
I don't have any of that stuff, so I'd love it. I like the DC Finest because DC Finest.
I like those too. Yeah,
Red Skies, and they put out Year 1 and Year 2 the Batman stuff. So that's been really good.
I thought the DC's Finest was actually a really good thing.
I love it.
Epic collections for DC, but it works out very well because it's not. They're going in knowing it's not volume numbered. They're just going in from different character arcs of the eras that the characters are in.
I think DC Finest are great. I love them.
What was the last one you bought? Last one I bought was like Red Skies. I think that's the last one I bought.
I love Red Skies is good. I've got I don't know what the last one was. I've got a ton of them, man. I don't
shoot. I like the Harley. Man, the Harley Quinn one looks really good too.
I've got the Green Lantern. There's a Green Lantern one that just came out with Guy Gardner. I just got that one.
Do you have the one where it's a Judas Contract with Teen Titans?
Yes, Titans, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was a day one buy for me. Judas Contract. I love that story. Yeah.
Even though I have the omnibuses, I had to have the DC Finest.
Ray, you double dipping again? Oh my!
I can't, dude.
I can't.
You know what? I just quadruple dipped. I'll show you. Here's my quadruple dip.
Oh God. Oh.
I just got Absolute Batman, Long Halloween, right? I've got Dark Victory and Haunted Night and Absolute Edition. I have the Omnibus, the Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale Omnibus, and I have hold on, let me grab this. Don't laugh at me too much, but you're gonna laugh.
You're good.
Then I have paperbacks, Haunted Night, Dark Victory, and Long Halloween.
I did the same thing.
I have an illness. I'm telling you, I have a sickness. I think I'm going to give these away to my viewers, though. I think
I literally had the Long Halloween trade, and then I bought. I'm in process of buying the omnibus. I'll probably finally pull the trigger on that one, and I already have the Long Halloween hardcover. You know how they reprinted it hardcover?
Oh yeah,
standalone faces. I have that one too. I'm like, why am I buying the same book?
I know, but you can't stop yourself.
At some point, you go. You know what? One more in. It's not going to be bad. It's not a bad idea. So I'll ask you, what made you pull the trigger on making a YouTube channel?
It started with. I created a TikTok for my radio show. I created a TikTok to put the clips of my radio show up. But before I started doing that, I was, I was reading collected editions every day, and I put up a video about I put up a video about one of my collected editions on TikTok. And it took off. And when I say took off, I'm saying first TikTok video taken off, which is like, it had 20 views and I was excited. And then I put one up then I eventually started getting like 100 views. And I was like, oh, well, maybe they like the comic content. And I just started messing with that. And then eventually I noticed that my videos were a little long for TikTok. And, and then finally I saw the numbers were leveling out around 400 or 500 or whatever. And then I was like, I wonder if this would go on YouTube, because my radio show runs on YouTube.
Yes.
So I created a Chubby Ray Comics YouTube page just to share for other, like, I'm friends with like Omnibus God and Yoo-Hoo and those other guys who are, YouTube and TikTok guys. And I just sort of wanted something, to comment on their videos and to comment on Omar's videos with near mint condition. So I created a Chubby Ray Comics so I can go and comment under that. But then I started doing videos, longer videos on YouTube. And then once again, I was getting 20 views and I was excited about 20 views. And then it started really picking up and it was like, wow, I got 1,000 views on that. And then I did an omnibus. I did a video called Why I Buy Omnibuses. And I just explained from the heart, this is what, because somebody asked me, they said, why do you buy omnibuses? And I just said, okay, I'll make a video about it. So I made a video about why I buy it. And it just 10,000 views, it just went crazy. And then I was like, well, maybe I should put some focus on this. And so I started putting attention on it. And then that's when the channel started growing right after that. So I was really, really fortunate. But I still don't understand it. I'm monetized or whatever, but I don't understand how it all works. I just put up my content every day. That's all I can do.
It pretty much works basically like how long someone watches your videos now. Because like back in the day, how YouTube used to work, it used to rely on how many views.
Yeah.
So they prioritize average viewer duration. So if your video is showing you the little fireworks going off saying this many people watching your videos, but how long I always tell people, you need to focus on how long people are watching your videos. So if someone's watching your videos for like average 5 minutes, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they said that's what when they sent me the monetization letter, they said what I do that's special is people watch, I forgot what the percentage is. There's a percentage of my video, and they said that they watch over 80% of every video.
That's
and I was like, oh, that's cool. But I didn't know. I said, that sounds pretty cool, but I had no idea what it meant. And they said, because of this, we're allowing you to be monetized without having, I didn't have that many subscribers, but they said, I want to say I had less than 1,000 subscribers when they monetized me, or I had 1,000 subscribers. And they said, because people are watching so much of your video, we're going to go ahead and monetize you. So they sent me a thing saying I was part of their club or whatever. And then, but after that, I went, all right, here's a giveaway I gave away a Heroes Reborn omnibus when we hit 2,000 subscribers. And then I have a big prize I'm giving away for when we hit 3,000 subscribers.
An Infinity Gauntlet omnibus. That's what you're giving away.
Yeah. So it was crazy where, it just, people started joining and now I'm up to 3,000 subscribers and
that's
the
amazing,
audience
man.
is growing and there's members get the videos early.
Do you think it's because you have a more of a positive vibe when it comes to comic content?
It's just, I mean, it's, I think my problem is it's very rare I get a negative take on a comic book, and I don't take myself serious when it comes to comic books. The joy of comics and the joy of reading comics is what I care about. I don't care about, don't get me wrong, there are negative things about comic books, but I try not to think about it. I just sort of I shelter myself from that. I do enough negative stuff on my radio show. I don't want to deal with, the radio show. I'll talk about what an a-hole our president is. You know what I mean? But I don't do that in my comic con. I don't care about politics, or I don't care about
yeah, it's a whole separate world.
Yes, I separate it. I separate it. Yeah. That's for my radio show. And my radio show is a comedy show anyway, so it's not really about politics, but that stuff will come up and there's no way to avoid it. But in my comics channel, I don't deal with any of that stuff. All I deal with is what do I like? And I love talking about things I like. And I'm blessed. I can give you, you know, here, I can give you
What's the Dark
I can
Mirror?
give you 10 minutes on Black Mirror,
Black Mirror.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Just because it's a great book. I can give you Green Lantern by Robert Venditti. This is Venditti's run. It'll be in this omnibus #2 that's coming out. So I could give you something about that, but I just and I keep it positive because I'm very positive about it. I'm honest. I don't need controversy. I see people on TikTok. There's a lot of comic book controversy, and I just skip all that stuff. I don't care about it. I just concentrate on the books and the great creators that are out there. I've interviewed a lot of famous people because of the radio job, but I've never interviewed a comic book creator. I've spent time in a room with Sting, the singer and the wrestler. I've spent time with David Lee Roth, and Paul Stanley of Kiss, and I can just, and I can name a bunch of famous people that I've met, but none of them excited me past, I was excited because it was a job. It's cool to be interviewing David Lee Roth, who was the lead singer of Van Halen, but that didn't excite me. Now, if you told me, hey, Ray, we got an interview for Joshua Williamson, I'd be like, I'd be shaken because to me, that's a celebrity. Let me interview Jeff Johns. I might soil my pants. I'd be so excited.
I wouldn't even know where to start. It's like you're looking at some sort of like legend.
Yeah. To me, that would be like, or if I got a chance to interview Jim Lee, oh my God, I don't know what I'd do with myself. I don't know if I could contain myself, because if I could keep my composure long enough to ask a question. So yeah, to me, those are celebrities, comic creators. I just, if you told me tomorrow I was going to have Jeremy Adams on, I'd be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because to me, that's.
I read that guy's, I think Thinking Critical, he recommended Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern run, and I bought the first volume for it. Oh my God, that book is so good. It's really good. The first volume is so, like, it's one of those books where, for me, sometimes I know a lot of people like the more serious stuff. I like a book that doesn't take itself too serious, where there's a bunch of different themes playing in the book. Like, it was a book where I was reading and I was going, like, in your head, you're like, man, this is so good. Why can't this be a movie? He had the girl, didn't have the girl. They had they had those tie-in Night Terror issues that made it even better.
Yeah. Volume 1.
There was that Flash issue that they had in part of it. Oh, it was so good, man. I love that book, man.
Volume 1 is so good.
Oh, yeah.
Back in action. It's really good. I loved it.
Man, even when it was taking down Sinestro, when Sinestro had that plan at the very end where he was going to have the whole world get feared so he can get his yellow. Yeah, because Sinestro wanted to do that plan where he wanted to scare the entire world into something happening so he could get his fear back, so he could become the Sinestro we remember again. It was, oh man, it was so good. I have to reread it because I loved it, man. It was off the Flash story where they stopped the bomb together and they had that handshake.
Oh yeah, that was cool
stuff.
Peak stuff. I love the Jeremy Adams stuff. You know what I just read by Jeremy Adams was Flash Gordon. I just read his Flash Gordon run. The only thing, it didn't have any background, which I didn't like. It's great action. The action is amazing, and the Will Conrad does the art, and the art's beautiful. But it was missing. It was missing a backstory.
His Aquaman run it got its first trade, I think, a few weeks ago. Did you end up getting that? I know I have that in my Amazon cart.
Yeah.
I'll probably pull the trigger on that very soon.
I'm reading it right now.
Do you enjoy it?
Really
overall?
good.
It's really good. Okay, that's good to hear.
I like it. I like it a lot.
And I'm not really like an Aquaman guy, but Jeremy Adams on a book. You know what? I'll give it a shot. You know what?
Somehow after Absolute Power.
Yeah.
he ended up getting different powers. It's really crazy.
Yeah, I liked, you know, it's crazy. I wasn't the hugest fan of Ultimate Invasion. I thought it was really boring, but I really enjoyed Absolute Power. Like, the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? In the moment, this had its problems, but the more I thought about it, I was like, Absolute Power really slapped, though. It really, it was,
you know
I
what I thought the
enjoyed it a
best part of
lot.
Absolute Power was the Green Arrow stuff.
That was good. That was actually very good. I really enjoyed
The stuff
that.
with
Yeah,
Oliver
yeah.
Queen was very cool.
I like the ending of the book where Amanda Waller finally got what she deserved, where she couldn't say the name. Oh, God goodness. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was very action-packed, very fast-paced. I wish the hardcover, which I have over there, I wish it had a few more of the tie-in issues, because they're talking about the black boxes and everything. I think the tie-in issues should have been more in that. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I was like, this is a slam dunk book there. And then they did the All-In #1. That was good. That was actually pretty good. Do you enjoy Absolute Batman?
I do. I loved it. In fact, I love it so much. I have both the hardcover and paperback of it.
Ray,
I know. I can't stop myself. I gotta. I wish I had more control. I don't have any control.
They just released Absolute Flash hardcover, I think.
I just got Absolute Flash.
Okay, I think
just
you'll
got
enjoy
the paperback.
it.
I haven't got the hardcover yet.
I read the first 3 issues of it. I actually really enjoyed it. It's actually pretty fun. I like it a lot.
I haven't read it yet, but a lot of people have said what you said. They really liked it.
It's fun.
And I just got Absolute Green Lantern and Absolute Martian Manhunter too, but I've read Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, and Absolute Wonder Woman. And I still got to read the other ones.
I've read some of Absolute Wonder Woman. It was fine. I thought it was good for what it was. Yeah.
Kelly Thompson's such a good writer, so I couldn't imagine it being bad, but it's very good.
Bellman, what's up, man? Wild origin story. Hi, Emily. How are you doing? Good Lord, Walter. You must love typing out paragraphs. I respect Chubby Ray not being a clout chaser and just sticking true to what he believes without worrying about controversy. It's so unlike this one clout chaser. Hey, just throwing shots at me. I know, with a TV box in the background. Good Lord. Always got to take shots. But I was going to ask, since you do these videos, out of all the stuff you've read, what's that one book that you'll think about when you're at work that you go, man, I really enjoyed my experience reading that, above like all the other ones?
You know, I'll tell you someone's run I really enjoyed is James Tynan's Batman run. His Batman run.
I'm talking about Joker War. This is Joker War.
Yeah, he did volume 1 came out in 25.
Yeah,
and that was Their Dark Designs, Joker War, and Ghost Stories. And then volume 2 is coming out in February, and that's going to be Cowardly Lot and Fear State. And I love James Tynan. I think his stuff, or James Tynan of the Fourth. I think his stuff is fantastic. I love Something's Killing the Children. That is good. That's great as well. Anything Tynan writes, I'm there.
Yeah, I think let's see, because Batman gets all the omnibus treatment. Man.
Yeah. I know Scott Snyder's omnibus is great too, but I love James Tynan's omnibus, and even though I've got the omnibus, I bet I've read Their Dark Designs.
Yes, he took over the main bat line. Yeah.
I go back and read this book for either from here or the omnibus. I read it every other month. I just think this is one of the finest Batman stories ever told. I think this is fantastic. It's so good, man. It's just a great story.
Do you like Joshua Williamson's current run on Superman?
Yeah, I love Josh. I love everything Joshua Williamson does. And Williamson's going to take over Legion of Superheroes.
He's also going to do Iron Man. I
can't. I'm getting both. I can't wait.
You might. Will you pull the trigger and buy the Iron Man single issues?
You know what? My wife and I were just having this discussion. I might buy Iron Man and Legion of Superheroes single issues from Joshua Williamson, because I just love Joshua Williamson. I think he's one of our greatest writers. I might buy this thing, but yet my favorite book right now is Redcoat, and I haven't bought any single issues of it.
That's Ghost Machine. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't bought any single issues of it. I like Geiger and Redcoat because I love Jeff Johns, but I haven't bought any singles yet. So, and the last single I bought of anything was hold on, let me see if I don't know if they're here or not. I don't know if I have one. Let's see. Here we go. I bought Hush 2.
Oh,
this is the last single that I bought.
I know a lot of people have not been liking the new Hush
I know,
story.
and that's the one I bought.
You finally break the curse, and you're like,
yeah. And it turns out everybody says it sucks. I was like, oh, geez, there you go. But I love Jim Lee and I love Jeff Loeb, so
because
for me,
you talk about Ghost Machine. Do you like Rook Exodus?
Oh yeah, I love Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns is my goat. He's my favorite of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So I get all the paperbacks of and deluxe hardcovers of Geiger, Red Coat,
mm-hmm.
Rook Exodus, Hyde Park,
Horsebeat Halo,
and the Rockefellers. I get all the Ghost Machine stuff. I love it, but especially the stuff written by Jeff.
Ghost Machine needs a lot more attention because a lot of people always say this like this narrative that, hey, I wish comic books would dive into a bunch of these other different kind of genres. Ghost Machine does that. You have a period story, you have a sci-fi story, you got a family sci-fi adventure story.
You talk about the Chubby Ray Comics channel. One of the reasons that the Chubby Ray Comics TikTok took off was because Ghost Machine, it was one of Ghost Machine's guys. I did a review of Red Coat, which I loved, and they shared it. They actually shared it on TikTok. So that was the first video that hit for me, was a video that was shared by Ghost Machine.
Because right there, I can see you have the Batman Hush omnibus. It's the white one right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's great.
Yeah, Batman. You know what's crazy? It's a slow starting book, but overall, I really do like Batman Hush. I really do enjoy it. Yeah, it's one of those slow burns, but when it finally does start picking up and really going, it really just keeps going, man.
I love Batman though. You know, did you read War Games? War Games came out last year.
I know a little bit about War Games. I did buy the omnibus. I know. I did.
It's fantastic. The War Games omnibus is fantastic, and the Mariko Tamaki Batman omnibus, which is her detective run.
I bought that one. It has the Dan Mora art.
Fantastic. That's Dan Mora art. Yeah. And it's very good.
I know you have Batman Fugitive right there. I've heard mixed things about that book because that's the Chuck Dixon run on the characters too. Because I know he did a lot of stuff for Batman and Nightwing. Do you like the Fugitive storyline for Batman?
Yeah, I did. I liked it. But, I like the Brubaker and Rucka stuff was really good. And Dixon was, but Devin Grayson stuff was really good too.
There was a video you made recently talking about a book where Gordon gets like shot, kind of like in the animated series.
Oh yeah, it's called Officer Down. That book.
I wanted to buy that, Ray. Do you know what you did? You didn't put a volume 2. That's a volume 2. I had to get volume 1 first.
Dude, I'm telling you, Officer Down is so good. You know what else I read is Face the Face. Have you ever read Face the Face?
That's a Batman story, right?
Yeah, it's by James Robinson. Oh, and I'm trying to see where I just got done with those books. I was gonna pull them out, but I don't know where I put them. Yeah, those books are amazing.
Good Lord, man.
I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of those under like there's a coming out tonight on my channel, or no, coming out January 10th on my channel. There's a video called The Top 5 Criminally Underrated Batman Stories, where I go more into Officer Down.
Yeah, because I wanted to get it based off what you had shown. And you know how my brain works. I gotta have the volume 1 first.
It's so good. It's such a great story. Wait till you read it. You're gonna love it. You'll fall in love. Did you like Gotham Central?
Gotham City Central. Yeah, that's with the Gotham City Sirens, right?
It's with the police.
Oh, you're about the Ed Brubaker book.
Yes,
where it's the police's perspective of what Batman is doing.
Because Officer Down's written by Greg Rucka, Ed Brubaker, and Devin Grayson. It's pretty much the same guys that did Murder Turned Fugitive, but it is so good. And Officer Down's a great story. Because it's it gets you thinking about so much stuff, and I just loved it. But Officer Down, here's Officer Down. Officer Down and Face to Face. They're so great. Those are 2 stories I highly recommend.
Good Lord. When I get paid, I got to bite the bullet for the first volume to get to that one. Because I know that is after No Man's Land. And that's
Here's Officer Down. It's great. This is just 1 volume, this one. So
yeah.
But I think this one's old. I don't know, but it's
no. I mean, they haven't reprinted that. They haven't even reprinted volume 1 because there's a volume 1 before that starts it after No Man's Land. That's the volume 2. And
this
those
one, okay.
reprints.
I don't have that. Yeah, no, this is great. I just love it. This is one of my favorite. I can't believe this isn't an omnibus.
God, it's so beautiful. Look at that artwork, man.
There's got to be some kind of. There has to be an after, after No Man's Land.
It's actually insane that there's so many Batman and Superman stories that you could probably make 2 or 3 videos on about stories that are underrated because they just have so many. Like, because I know those. Did you like the recent James Gunn Superman movie that came out last year?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. Okay.
So did you end up doing a video on your channel about like top 10, top 5 Superman stories to read?
Yeah, I think I did. I did I showed my Superman collection. I didn't do top 5 stories. I did.
Okay.
This is what it was something like that.
But if you could recommend Superman stories because you like the movie, is there any Superman stories you would recommend to people to read to get to know the character?
Well, you mentioned something earlier that I love, which is Joshua Williamson's run.
Oh.
I'll tell you he's got a book called Unchained that's really good. He did Rise of the Superwoman, which was Love and Mercy was the last paperback that came out.
Yes.
Rise of the Superwoman was the volume before that.
Yeah.
And then there was Unchained and what is the
one that came out before that one? That was the one with
it was called The Chained.
Yes.
The Chained, The Dark Path.
Yes.
All those Joshua Williamson stories are great. Now it's Dan Mora on art, and it's unbelievable. But yeah, I love any modern Superman is great.
One of my favorite Superman stories is the one where Mongol puts that alien on Superman's chest and he's hallucinating his life and stuff that they made the episode in the animated series. So holds up so well. You guys don't have to buy it. Go on the DC website. You make a free account. They have that comic there. It's the one with the Frank Miller story, whatever. I forget the actual name of the story, but it's so good. If you guys remember the animated series episode where Mongol puts that fucking thing on his chest and he just starts hallucinating everything, so good. Book's good, episode's good. That's my storytelling right there. Straight up 10 out of 10 banger. Like you would have to try to find something negative about how good that book is. You would.
I love reaching. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic, man. I love Tom King's Up in the Sky is really good.
Did you like Grant Morrison's run of the All-Star Superman? Did you like that one?
No, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I don't dislike it, but that wasn't one of my favorites.
Okay.
But I really like Joshua Williamson's. I like his current run a lot. I think.
Do you like World's Finest currently right now with Mark Waid?
Yeah, I love Mark Waid.
Okay.
Yeah, I think his stuff's great. I think his stuff's fantastic.
Because they had a new Justice League book come out recently. It was the We Are Yesterday event.
Yeah.
I did buy that hardcover. I have to read that because I know I read issue 1 of Unlimited and I bought the hardcover. Justice League probably be hardcover. That's the format it deserves. It deserves hardcovers.
Yeah. I think they're gonna do an omnibus of that though, right?
Hopefully.
I think that's coming. They've already announced Dark Crisis. Dark Crisis is coming out this summer.
What's crazy because
I'm very excited about that.
Dark Crisis wasn't too long ago. That was just
I know, which I think Absolute Power could be coming out in 2027. I think
I bought Joshua Williamson's Flash omnibus first volume.
I love those. I love Joshua Williamson's first 2 volumes of that is great. His third one's coming out. His third one will be coming out this year.
Ray already has it pre-ordered. It's already.
Oh yeah, I've got it. Of course. Of course.
You know what I think? creators' books need to get reprinted more is definitely Chris Claremont's X-Men run. Those books
Yeah.
need way more omnibus reprints because you go and try to even buying the first X-Men omnibus is very expensive. You try to get the first Chris Claremont omnibus for his X-Men run, that's like 200, 250 bucks. Those books need more reprints. Oh my god, man.
You mentioned Bishop's Crossing. And how it's coming out in Epic Collection this year.
Yes.
I've got the hardcover of Bishop's Crossing, and then I bought Blue and Gold.
I did buy that one. I bought that one too. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna buy the Epic Collection. So I'll have triple dipped. I will triple dip Bishop's Crossing.
Triple dipping? Oh my god. Yep. Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm gonna do. And then I quadruple dip some of these X-Men books too.
Good Lord. Like, I'm at this point, I'm thinking, like, do I just buy an X-Men book just in case it gets out of print? Because we might be in that territory now. Anything X-Men printed might just go out of print. It might be at that point, Even if it's a good or bad run, it's at that point where it's so like the mapping is weird on some of these X-Men books too.
Yeah.
I know they're doing a wedding, the Cyclops and Jean Grey wedding in an omnibus for those issues coming up. It's the Jim Lee run too. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, the Blue and Gold Volume 2 is gonna redo that wedding. That's gonna be in Volume 2. Yeah, I love. I just got one of the out of print ones. What did I get? I got God, what is it called? Revolution or whatever. X-Men Revolution, I think, was the one.
I think you heard that. Yeah,
out of print one I just got. I don't own Eva Destruction. But that's not a omnibus. That's a hardcover.
I need to pull the trigger on the House of M omnibus. That's
that's great. I love that.
That's a Brian Michael Bendis book, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love Brian Michael Bendis though.
That is easily one of my favorite stories of X-Men ever. That omnibus, my goodness, where she's no more mutants. Oh, good Lord.
No, Brian Michael Bendis, all that stuff was done at the same time. House of M, his New Avengers. And he was plotting Secret Invasion while all that stuff was coming out. I mean,
it's crazy how he was
was all going through his mind at the same time. It's amazing.
Yeah, because usually
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, because usually you would think with writers, like if you do that much creativity, you're gonna get burnt out. Your juices are gonna be just fried. That he was their biggest architect for so long. It's crazy. Yeah,
and he made the Marvel universe so big. In the early 2000s, it was unbelievable. All the new Avengers stuff. Oh my God, that's fantastic.
I know there's videos out there now on YouTube, people saying he kind of saved Marvel in the mid 2000s after the bankruptcy. You could make the argument. I mean, he made a lot of stuff that a lot of people really liked.
He's coming back.
They say he's coming back on Avengers. I know Jed McKay's run is over on Avengers. He's probably going to be on Avengers. Yeah.
And Marvel just gave him a buttload of money, so...
You know what? If you get a buttload of money at your house, you're like, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to dust off the old wheels.
I'm telling you, I think Brian Michael Bendis, I think he's back because Marvel has lost their market share over the last few years.
Yeah.
Maybe they think it's time to get those comics back to where they were.
You're right.
Bringing Brian Michael Bendis in to do the Avengers. That's what started them last time. So
I think they're realizing. I mean, hopefully, maybe, because you never know with some of these companies. Like, hopefully, they realize that big names on books sell. I mean, despite people might not like Brian Michael Bendis, especially for his time at DC, because the Superman run wasn't really that good for a lot of people. His name does sell. That's the thing, though. It doesn't matter if you like or hate the guy. To a business, all they care about is if you can sell his name on a book, like Jonathan Hickman or Mark Waid or Tom King.
Yeah,
love or hate the guys, they sell books, and that's kind of all that matters at the end of the day. Sometimes too.
With some of these guys, they're so big. Like we mentioned Jeff Johns earlier.
Oh yeah,
Johns is selling Ghost Machine books, but just imagine if Johns came back to DC. If Johns came back to DC and they gave him several big titles and told him do whatever you want, they would sell. They would sell like crazy, just because he's such a great writer and he has that ability to have his mind going in so many places. That's what Joshua Williamson and Scott Snyder do now. It's what Bendis has done. I think Chip Zdarsky does that, but I think those guys are special. The guys that can keep all of these things going, in their mind at the same time.
because I know you talked about James Tynion in the fourth. Did you end up getting his and Scott Snyder's Justice League run that just came out on the format? Okay.
Yeah, they're great. Fantastic. I have not read volume 2 of that yet, but man, it's great.
I think the best.
And that was all tied in with the metal stuff, you know.
I think the best book that I own, discounting all of this stuff that I really love. No offense, books. I love you. But I think the best book I ever bought, minus the expensive omnibuses, was I'm pretty sure you have this too. It's the absolute Jeff Johns, Gary Frank Superman book.
Oh,
DC.
yeah.
That probably is the most beautiful book I think I own, just purely based off how it looks, how it's in that slip case. Oh, it has that Superman ripping off his shirt, and you see the S there. Oh, that might be the most beautiful book I think I own.
And it's got the Legion of Superheroes in it. That was the first reason that I got it. But yeah, and
Gary Frank art is just
Jeff Johns Superman is coming out an omnibus in, I think, February. February, John's omnibus for Superman is coming out. I'm very excited for that.
Did you enjoy in collected edition any of the new Marvel Comics' Ultimate Universe stuff?
Oh yeah, you mentioned Ultimate Invasion. I loved Ultimate Invasion. I love the Maker. I think the Maker is the most fantastic villain.
I did like him. I did like the Maker.
I think he's great. I think he's fantastic. I think Jonathan Hickman's fantastic. So I loved Ultimate Invasion. I love Ultimate Spider-Man.
That first volume is just man.
It's amazing. I think it's great.
Yeah, and it's really good.
I keep thinking to myself, they can't really be ending that, but it looks like they are.
It might be one of those things, man, as a person that runs a business to some extent, like it's just one of those cost-cutting things. Like maybe they're thinking like, hey, if I shed this, I'll save money, because Jonathan Hickman's contract probably is not cheap, all the other people on there too.
If you look at the sales, Ultimate Spider-Man is outselling regular Spider-Man.
It's outselling everything in Marvel, actually. Yeah.
So if you're Marvel, you've got to be thinking, okay, why is Ultimate Spider-Man with a grown-up Spider-Man and he's married with children? Why is that selling regular Spider-Man where he's young, jobless, broke Spider-Man living with his aunt? Why is that not selling better?
Did you ever watch Superman and Lois?
Yeah.
So, and that show was really good. I really enjoyed that show. I think the premise of the characters getting older and having a family kind of progresses them in a lot of people's minds to a way where, like, this character, I grew up with this character. Now I can see him take care of kids. That's because I remember Superman and Lois doing that, and I was like, that's another reason why people, I would imagine, like that concept in a book. He's grown up. He's now in the same position that other people would be in if they grew up with this character for a long time. I don't know if you liked One More Day, but One More Day really soured a lot of people's.
Yeah, it did. It's I mean, I hated the fact that I hated it. I appreciate J. Michael Straczynski, and I thought it was a great story, but I wish they would have retconned that. I wish they would have fixed that like a year in. If they said, all right, Mephisto's back and we're going to give you your life back, but they still haven't done it. And that really makes me angry. I think the best thing Marvel could do is to get over this. Marvel has a belief that comic book buyers are all 23 years old.
That's true.
And they're not. Trust me, there are kids buying comics, and thank God I encourage all kids to buy comics, but there's a bunch of 50-year-olds buying comics too, Hey,
back in my day, when I wasn't old
so don't forget about older guys like me who have a little bit of disposable income, and guys older than me, guys in their 60s, those guys have a little bit of disposable income.
They're buying all the variant covers.
Yeah, let them buy. So I just think that, DC has not forgotten those guys. They know that those guys are buying Superman and Batman, and they're buying these books. I think if Marvel would remember that those guys purchase comics, they would then remember, okay, maybe we let Miles. I love Miles. You like Miles Morales?
Yeah,
I like Miles Morales is a great character. But I think they should let Miles be the young, single Spider-Man who's, always getting into those messes, and let Peter Parker be the adult Spider-Man who has to worry about adult problems, about being married and Mary Jane's pregnant. And, let him worry about that stuff while Miles worries about
saying, kind of like have a Bruce and Dick Grayson situation.
Yeah.
And people like that dynamic because to Marvel, they in their minds, they're probably thinking, oh, that's just copying our competitor. Even if it is on the surface level, people like that dynamic, though. Yeah. It's just something that people would shell out some good money for a storyline like that. They just will.
I think the Marvel audience has proven that they love seeing an adult Peter Parker, just with the sales of Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I can't believe they have not figured that out yet. So they keep aging Peter Parker in reverse. When they
I know Joe Kelly's run, they aged him in reverse, even though at the end of Zeb Wells' run, it's so weird. I don't know if you like the Zeb Wells run, but I read the first trade for that and I was not impressed.
You know what? Here's what I think happened. I love Zeb Wells, but here's what I think happened. I think his divorce messed him up. I mean, I know when he and Heidi first started dating, and if you look at his writing, when he started dating Heidi Gardner, how great it was, and how when she hit it big on Saturday Night Live, how great his writing was, and then they started having problems, and his writing got worse and worse and worse. So I think his stuff is more personal than professional. So if you look at the writing, you can see, and to where when they got divorced and stuff, how his writing just he obviously is not putting full attention on it anymore. So I think a lot of that stuff has come in. So now that he's removed from that, and I don't know who's responsible for their breakup. I certainly don't know any of that stuff, but now that that time has passed, he might be getting it back. But obviously there were some personal issues that
it could have been editorial too. I mean,
yeah, it could, but does. I mean, it does look like his focus kind of, and I can understand it. I've never been divorced, but I can understand. I've had friends who've gone through it, and I can understand how it affects people. So yeah, I can understand that.
Also, do you have the Jonathan Hickman's Avengers run? I think.
Yeah, I love it. And Secret Wars. I love Jonathan Hickman stuff. I'm a big Jonathan Hickman fan. Did
you like his X-Men run with the Krakoa era?
Yeah. And I haven't read all that yet, but I'm starting to read House of X, Powers of X.
Okay.
So I got to read that. Then I got to read the Jonathan Hickman X-Men, the Red Book. And then I got to do, all the Dawn of X and all those different books too. So I'm waiting to start that. Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've bought these X-Men books, but I know the From the Ashes a New Beginning era is not very liked by a lot. Did you get any of the Gail Simone, Jed McKay X-Men books?
Yeah. There's one called Road to Gray Malkin that I loved. I thought that was fantastic. And I just got Manhunt. I haven't read that one yet, but I just got that one. And I love Gail Simone and Jed McKay. By the way, I just read, what I just finished last night was Jed McKay's Black Cat.
It's the cover where she's like this, right?
It is.
I love Black Cat as a character. I love Felicia Hardy. I've heard that's really good.
This was a 5-star omnibus. I loved this omnibus. This is something I actually gave this 5. I don't give much 5 stars. I gave this 5 stars.
Ray's gonna make me go do a purchase.
So well written. It's such a great story.
He's gonna make me go on PayPal again. No,
I'm telling you, the Jeff Johns Black Cat will surprise you. But someone told me that. That's why I read it. They said, "Oh man, you got to read that. It's really good." And I read it, and it blew my mind how great it is. So,
did you read any of his Avengers run?
Yeah, I like his Avengers run. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know I got those in trade. I gotta read them. But I know I've heard many good things about that Black Cat. I like Felicia Hardy. I might be not popular for life. I think Peter should be with her. I think
Felicia Hardy's great. Have you read Mark Waid's Daredevil?
That's the Man Without Fear. That's the other Man Without Fear, right?
Yes. Mark Waid's Daredevil Volume 1. There is Matt Murdock ends up with it's a Batman Daredevil crossover.
Yeah.
And Matt Murdock ends up with Felicia.
Oh my God.
And I'm telling you, it's a great story.
How can he handle her? He's blind. How does he even see her?
Dude, I tell you, I know he's blind, but he ends up scoring some really fine chicks. Yeah, he ends up with Black Canary in the Mark Waid Omnibus Volume 1.
Oh my God, man.
And it's Batman, it's Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Black Cat.
Look at that artwork. So good.
And it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Chris Samney artwork. But this also has in it, the it's Daredevil, Punisher, and Spider-Man. And this is the run of Daredevil that was written by Greg Rucka.
Yeah, because I remember after Mark Waid, Brian Michael Bendis had a run on the character.
No, Brian Michael Bendis had one before. Brian Michael Bendis had the run in the early 2000s on Daredevil.
Yes, and then there was that one lady who had a run on Daredevil.
Well, Ann Nocenti did one in the 90s.
Okay, yeah.
And then Brian Michael Bendis did his in the early 2000s, and then Ed Brubaker. Then Ed Brubaker did the run.
Now this is the question that everyone does for omnibuses. I know you have them like me. Dust jacket on or off when you're reading him?
Off. When I read, it's off. Like here's the dust jacket for Brian for Mark Waid Volume 2, which I'm currently reading. That book's in the other room, but here's the dust jacket.
But yeah,
and a lot of times
I do them off too.
A lot of times I'll take the dust jacket and just I'll put it where the book belongs. So that way I pull the dust jacket, then I slide the book in, and then, after I put the dust jacket back.
Yeah, because I was reading the Absolute Power hardcover, and the dust jacket, when you would it just kept bouncing on my hand, and it kept distracting me. Yeah. And I was like, bro, I'm taking this off. Oh my God. I think I'm a dust jacket off man. But
I have there's a dust jacket, right? If you look up here, there's a dust. I'm not sure.
Look at that Spider-Man collection.
This is X-Men, Ultimate X-Men, or this is Uncanny X-Men Volume 2, which I'm currently reading in the other room. So I'm trying to reread some of that Claremont stuff.
Oh my God, we found out that Ray loves the Clone Saga. We found out.
Yeah, I got you. Name it, I've got it.
Oh my God.
This is where I've got all the Stan Lee, all the Roger Stern one's great.
Oh, the J.M. DeMatteis.
Oh yeah, I've got Volume 1 and 2 of the. Oh no, I've got the J.M. DeMatteis.
That might be the best Marvel Omni they released last year. Oh, it's so good.
This one just came out last year. There's a Roger Stern one that's really good. And then these are the David Michelinie. McFarlane's in the other room, but it goes right here usually. Then I got Eric Larson, Mark Bagley, Clone Saga, Spider-Man Venom, JMS. This is a J. Michael Straczynski.
That Volume 1 of JMS's run is so expensive. Oh my God, they need to.
It's really good. But you know what? Volume 2 is the great book. Volume 2 is the one that goes with all the new Avengers stuff. And it's got the whole Civil War era in it. So
are you gonna buy the modern era epic collections for J. Michael Straczynski's run?
No, I'm gonna keep myself from doing it because I have all of the Ultimate collection. Have you ever seen the Ultimate collections? I have all those.
Okay.
And so then I would be quadruple dipping. So I'm trying hard. Don't even tell me about those modern epic collections.
Yeah, because I know they're doing his run in modern era epic collection right now for Spider-Man. It's like, I was like, I don't want to buy them, and then Marvel announces a JMS Omnibus Volume 1 reprint. I'm just like, fucking hell.
Yeah, I tell you, I do have the Ultimate collection, which is, I want to grab it, but I'm gonna try to control myself, which is really cool. It's 5 thick paperbacks that are really good. I mean, they're really good. And that is a great collection. So I have those
Infinity Gauntlet.
Plus I have the omnibuses. I just can't,
I really like that Infinity Gauntlet story. I have the trade over there with Thanos. He's doing. Oh my God, that story is so good.
Oh yeah.
Marvel, why did you not reprint that? Infinity War's coming out. They don't reprint the omnibus.
I know, it's crazy.
Bro, oh my goodness, I will pre-order that day one. I don't even care what my bank account looks like. It is getting pre-ordered. I don't care.
I've got Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, and Infinity the Infinite Crusade. I've got Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, Infinity Crusade, and then I have the Just Infinity by Jonathan Hickman.
Did you like the Brian Michael Bendis Guardians of the Galaxy run?
Yeah, I loved it. I actually loved that book.
Mm.
I wish they'd put a volume 2 of that.
They haven't. What's crazy? They haven't done that yet.
I
Yeah, maybe it
know.
didn't sell very well, which is crazy to
It
think
must
about.
not have, but I thought that Guardians of the Galaxy run was fantastic.
Also, since you're from Chicago, you guys
Yeah.
usually have the best pizza. Does pineapple go on pizza?
No.
No, it doesn't. It tastes
But
like crap.
I'm Mexican too, though, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not a pineapple on pizza guy. I think it tastes so bad.
But you know what? My roommate in college was a soccer player. He was from Liberia,
Mm.
and he introduced me to a bunch of. He was from Liberia, but he somehow fell in love with Jamaica. So he introduced me to a lot of Jamaican food and stuff. So I have varied taste,
Mhm.
but I grew up. My grandparents were from Mexico, so I grew up with very different. And yet my father, my mother's Mexican, but my father was hillbilly, pure hillbilly. So I had a varied background in the foods I ate, because even though my father wasn't around, his parents were. So I had my grandparents. I had my white grandparents and my Mexican grandparents, and
I got the single black guy
just
experience in
fun.
America, man. No dad. He left. Hey, I
Yep.
got them all. So I'll ask you this, because I know you mentioned a lot of these comic book runs. I know Jonathan Hickman had a very acclaimed run on Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Did you like the Fantastic Four movie that just came out a few months ago?
I did. I actually liked it. And I think, my favorite part of Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four is the Council of Reeds.
The Council of Reeds. Yeah.
I think the Council of Reeds is so amazing. And I think that Marvel's going to put that in the movies. I really do. I think we're going to see John Krasinski, Miles Teller, and Owen Grifford. I think we're going to see all of the past Reed Richards come back.
Yeah, I feel like they did Jonathan Krasinski's Reed Richards such a disservice in Multiverse of Madness. I hope he gets another chance. He should get another chance.
I would love to see him be. I would love to see them bring back the Council of Reeds. I think it would be great.
Like Fantastic Four, the first steps, I saw the trailers. I was like, you know what? I'm skeptical because MCU's been pretty hit or miss. I watched it. I think that's probably one of my favorite movies they've released in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Like the ones I've enjoyed was No Way Home. Deadpool Wolverine was all right. I like Thunderbolts, and I did enjoy Fantastic Four first set.
I
didn't
thought Thunderbolts was very good.
It was really, yeah.
But you know what? I also like. I loved Anthony Mackie's Captain America. I thought that was really good.
Oh, okay.
I loved Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk. That was great.
Thunderbolts, I was thinking, I don't know how it's going to turn out. It turned out way better than I thought. I was like, okay, there you go. See, those are movies they need to be putting out more often. Like these popcorn movies that are feel-good movies that can kind of do what the first few phases did. Get people back into watching them. Not all this like info dumping in every single scene they're doing. Oh my God.
My favorite part of First Steps was that they actually leaned into that early 60s
aesthetic,
origin of the Fantastic Four. So they didn't have to worry about modernizing it. They said, screw it. Let's do it the way it was written, but we'll put it on another planet. And I think that worked.
Hopefully it gets a sequel. I would love if that movie got another movie. I think it really was solid. People said it was boring. I can understand why it was boring in a few parts, but I was not. I got the part. It was the part where they're doing all those stations. That was a little. Outside of that moment, I thought I was entertained throughout the whole movie. Honestly,
I love the beginning where they go over all the things that the Fantastic Four have done, and it's basically the first 50 issues of Fantastic Four, the Silver Age stuff. It was actually cool to see.
All right, so wrapping up here in a few more questions, because I know you're a bit busy with other stuff. He wants to go read more books. We talk about so many books. He wants to go read more. So
and doing videos. I'm actually editing. I'm editing my latest haul video. So
I had to change my titles for those. Calling them, I think I messed up on mine. I'm gonna revamp mine. Just be like openings, because I don't know. It felt a lot more surreal when I was showing my face doing it. I did them on my comic channel where I was just showing the box, me opening the boxes from my hands. I was like, I don't like the way this turned out. I'm switching this up. And then I accidentally always hit the camera, knock it over. So I had to edit that out, which is annoying to do.
I wish I had, I would do that if I was more advanced with how to use cameras, but I have a little I have this,
Oh.
whatever this thing is, and I just have that in front of me.
Mhm.
That's the easiest way for me to record, so that's how I do it. I don't have it set up to actually see the books. I wish I did, but
I think a good I don't know if you I don't know if you did this on your channel yet. A good an idea you might like, which is omnibuses you wish you could reread the first time.
oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I think because you know how you never forget your first kind of thing. You'd be like, hey, I read this omnibus for the first time. I would wish I could love to reread it to experience the first time of it rereading it again. I think
Really
that's
good. Oh, that's really, you know what, man, I got to tell you, I would love to reread Infinite Crisis and Jeff Johns' Green Lantern omnibuses. It would be great to reread those again.
A book that I would love to reread for the first time. Oh, I'm gonna say Ultimate Spider-Man, Jonathan Hickman. I wish I could read that again for this time. The Transformers, Daniel Warren Johnson, Volume 1 trade. I wish I could reread that for the first time because that book is so good. It's like probably the best comics I've read probably my entire life. Honestly,
I didn't get it. I didn't get it the first time. When I reread it, I finally understood what the kid's dad was doing.
Yeah.
When I first read it, I just thought, okay, this old drunk,
just threw himself away. Yeah,
and I was like, what's the big deal? When I read it the second time is when I understand. No, he knew he sacrificed himself.
Yes,
because he realized that's where the Transformers were getting power from. When I picked that up the second time, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh, this book is unbelievable. But I had to realize that.
That's probably the collected edition that I just value. Like I think about it at work, and I was like, damn, it's one of those books I picked up. I read first few pages, I was so into it. I couldn't wait to get to the next page. That's how much I was in love with that book. Like Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1 by Jonathan Hickman, Married with Children, the Transformers Volume 1 Robots in Disguise, and the Green Lantern Back in Action Volume. Probably like my top 3 favorite books I've read in the last couple years. So good. I did enjoy. Oh my goodness. I know a lot of people didn't like this book, but I did enjoy the first issue of reading Wolverine's Revenge by Jonathan Hickman. I know a lot of people didn't really like the book too much. I only read issue 1. I thought it was very good. I did finish reading Aliens vs. Avengers by Jonathan Hickman. That was actually issue 1 I had my problems with, but I really enjoyed the rest of it.
I haven't read that yet, but I've got that. Yeah, I haven't read that yet. You know which Wolverine? I read the Wolverine by Saladin Ahmed. His very first paperback is really good. It's got it's very good. It surprised the hell out of me.
Did you read Wolverine Deep Cut?
No, I haven't.
I know because Chris Claremont did a 4-issue Wolverine Deep Cut mini series. I read issue 1. It was really good. I bought it. I need to finish the rest of it though, because that's what I hate about buying for single issues though, is because you'll read one, then you're like, okay, I don't reread this, and I'll just buy it collected edition wise. That's why I usually kind of hold off, because I bought Spider-Man 94, the 5 issues. Or no, issue 5's coming out very soon, but I'm like, man, I have no time to read these single issues. I'll just have to read it when it's collected, you know?
Yeah. But you know what? I will read. I find myself, like, when I'm in bed.
Yeah.
I love to read on my stomach in bed. I'll read an omnibus. Every night I'll read omnibuses. And then in my living room, I'm constantly reading a paperback in my living room, constantly. Or if I'm in here, I'll be sitting in here and just reading paperbacks all the time. I don't read a lot of omnibuses in my office, but I find myself reading compendiums and reading paperbacks and stuff in here all the time, or in my living room. I just love it.
Must be nice having a bed. MSK wouldn't know. Don't trust this guy. He's a cloud chaser. Don't listen to that person. Before we go, last few things. First thing is, did you end up buying like the Robin and Nightwing compendiums DC did?
Yes. Oh my God. Nightwing. The Nightwing by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo was my favorite book of 25. I loved that omnibus. I
have that running hardcovers. I have it right there. Yeah, I have it all hardcovers. So I had to justify getting an omnibus for it. I did like it. Well, from what I read from a little bit, I did really enjoy it. It was very good.
I thought that was the best book of 25. But you know what? I like the Dan Waters.
Yeah, because they swapped him out for the All-In.
Soy is very good too.
Let's see. What the heck? Oh, no, we read that already. So, one of the last few things. Do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about that you're working on coming up in 2026?
Yeah, like right now, here's the books that are coming out, the videos that are coming out from me. I'm doing a Flash Gordon. I'm reviewing the Flash Gordon book by Jeremy Adams. That's coming out tonight. Then I have the top. Let's see. I'm taking it back. Tonight is I'm announcing my random giveaways for February 1st. That's tonight. Tomorrow night is Marvel is making my Dream Omnibus announcement. Flash Gordon review is coming out January 9th. That's Friday. Saturday is the top 5 criminally underrated Batman stories. And Sunday is what's going to be in Green Lantern by Robert Venditti, Volume 3. And then Monday is going to be best. I haven't come up with a title yet, but the best beginnings of omnibuses. I've picked 5 omnibuses that I think have the best beginnings of any omnibuses. And that'll be coming out on next Monday. So that's how far ahead I am. But I have a surgery. I have a surgery on Monday. So I'm trying to get ahead on videos to cover me for
knee problems again.
What is it?
Knee problems again?
I'm actually replacing. I got to get them both replaced, but I'm replacing my right knee.
Good Lord. So you're literally like bruised from like Batman Beyond, or you're all broken and you did.
Dude, you want to know how I hurt this? You want to know how I blew you're going to freak out when you hear this. You want to know how I blew my knee out?
What happened?
I used to play basketball with the president of the United States.
Trump or Obama? Recent ones.
Which one which one looks like he could play basketball? Not the fat one. No, I used to play basketball with Senator Barack Obama when he lived in Springfield, Illinois. I would play basketball with him, and he wasn't I played basketball with a bunch of people, but I think it's funny that's who I was playing basketball with when I injured it. By the way, he would go out and smoke cigarettes in between games. That's Obama. I love Barack Obama. Is just one of the nicest people you've ever met. And he used to play. Alexi Janulius is another guy that played. But that's when I first blew out my meniscus. Now I was also 400 pounds when I was doing it. So I beat the hell out of my knees and both of them. And I've had to have several meniscus surgeries over the years. And then I ended up blowing out my ligaments in my right knee. So I have no ligaments. My right knee is the one they're going to replace first, but I'm getting that replaced. So I don't know. I've never gone through that before. And I know I'm not young, but I'm young for a knee replacement. So I had to convince the doctor to give me a knee replacement. And I'm finally getting it Monday. So we don't know what the recovery is going to be like. So I'm trying to get ahead on videos. So that's why I know.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a basketball fan.
Thank you for letting me announce those videos are coming up. So
you're good. I didn't know you were a basketball fan. You're probably a Bulls fan because you're from Chicago.
I am, but I'm a Cubs fan. Like during this interview, I got finalization of a Cubs trade that made me very happy, but I am a Bulls fan, but I also appreciate other teams.
Are you a fan of just watching basketball, NFL, or hockey, or just baseball?
I played football, basketball, and baseball. I was best at football, but my favorite sport was basketball. But I'm only 5'11", so
yeah. All the Bears fans are really happy they've had one of the few good seasons they've had.
I tell you what, man, as a Bears fan, I have been very happy this season.
You guys might actually you guys should beat the Packers on
Let's
paper.
Hope. I mean, I don't have delusions of going to the Super Bowl, but
if that happened, you might actually melt.
It would be nice to at least get past the wild card games and get into, I'm very happy. I'd love to see the Bears make it as far as the NFC Championship. I would be ecstatic.
You know, it's crazy how the Bears have only beaten the Packers like out of 3 games in like the last 10 or 12 years. That's people know how crazy that is because there's been so many more different offensive lines, quarterbacks, coaches, games. 3 out of the last 10.
Well, we finally have a quarterback.
That's true. Yeah.
Who is, I mean, I think Caleb Williams is exceptional, and I think he's only going to get better.
Yeah, the betting odds are showing the betting odds are only showing the Packers are going to win because of the recent history. You know, that has to be just history. The Bears are better right now. Hopefully they should on paper win. It should be
the game's in Chicago. It's a Chicago game. It's Saturday night. My money's on the Bears. My money's on the Bears. So
no bias at all. Like no bias. You know?
My money's on the Bears. At least this round.
So last thing I'll ask you, man, is do you have any shout outs you want to give to anyone in particular and anything else you want to say before we head out?
Omar, I've become friends with Omar from Near Mint Condition, and Omar's such a great guy. I mean, I know a lot of people watch his channel, and he's the GOAT. When it comes to collected edition content creation, I think Omar's the GOAT. But I was utterly blown away by how genuinely nice he is as a human being. I think he's a great person. And through him, I've met the guys at Comic Pals. Sean from Comic Pals. I love Sean. He's great. And Taylor's actually really cool too. I like him. I like Omnibus God. David's a really good guy. I like Yoo-Hoo. Yoo-Hoo's another good guy. I've met some really good people. And I come from radio where it was so now there's no radio, but back during when radio was in its heyday, it was so competitive. Everybody hated each other. And to now come into this comic book creation community, everybody's the exact opposite. They're so nice and wonderful and giving. It's amazing. So yeah, I just shout out everybody and anybody who follows my channel. I feel so loved and so excited to be making content. I really appreciate it. And I thank you for the interview. I really do. I like it.
Comic Book Report, another guy that does a lot of good work on his channel.
Yeah, too. Dom. He's really cool.
Yeah, Dom, his videos he does videos where books I'm currently reading, hasn't even finished them. He's like, these are books I'm just reading. Buy these two.
I like, and Dom's got that deep voice.
He does.
There's a Comic Book Report. He's got that. I wish I had that deep a voice, but no, he's good. His stuff's good.
I'm not black. I don't have that deep voice, man.
I love it. I think his stuff's great.
Yeah, man. It was great to finally have a conversation with you. Your channel came because people. I watch Near Mint. I watch a lot of these people too. So your channel was recommended, I think, after Near Mint was doing a overview of an omnibus that I was looking to buy, and then your channel came up. It was like 5 something. I was like, I think it was your enthusiasm. And I was like, this guy's got some pretty awesome enthusiasm for stuff he's reading. And I was like, okay.
Comic books make me happy. They bring me joy. So of course, when I'm doing a video on comic books, of course I'm going to be enthusiastic and joyful because they make me happy. And I am thankful every single day that we have this medium of comic books to entertain us and to enjoy. I love it. And I love talking comics. If I could just do it for 24 hours a day, I would. I love it.
Yeah. If I could make money off, if I could literally just have my entire life and make money off just reviewing comics.
It would be wonderful. It'd be wonderful if I could broadcast about comics instead of having to broadcast about all the other BS in the world. And it would be great.
But hey, the Bears can't win the Super Bowl this year, guys. The Eagles are going to win. We're going to do that back to back.
I actually like the Eagles. I like Jalen a lot. I like
Saquon Barkley.
I like Saquon Barkley's fantastic. I love Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. I love their receivers. Mm-hmm. I think the Eagles are great. And I think people are already writing them off, but I just, wait till the games count in the playoffs and watch how different a quarterback Hurts is in the playoffs as compared to the regular season. And I think the Rams, I know everybody's saying Seahawks, But I got to tell you, I think the Rams are special.
Yeah, that last game between the Seahawks and the Rams quite literally should have won the game. It was literally horrible refereeing that lost them the game. That wasn't them losing because they're just straight up not good. That was just a ref and making an extremely bad call on a backwards pass. Utterly disgusting stuff to see in some of these games, you know?
Well, I feel bad for Lamar Jackson. Come on, let's face it.
Yeah.
For him to not make the playoffs because the kicker missed a field goal. Oh.
Then the Ravens fired their coach because that.
Yeah, I know. God. And now I got to see 80-year-old Aaron Rodgers is almost as old as me. Now I got to watch old ass Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. You got to be kidding me.
People were talking about this guy literally being better than Tom Brady at some points. And now he's us crazy. We're still seeing this guy. Yeah. Last one, and then we got to head out. Chubby Ray, who do you think makes it out of the AFC?
I was just thinking about this because I had a friend who was telling me it was going to be Denver. It's going to be Denver. I don't think it's going to be Denver. You know who's good? I can't believe I'm saying this. Jacksonville Jaguars are very good.
Yeah.
And I think they could surprise if they get the winner of the Buffalo Jacksonville game. Let's watch them. Mm-hmm. Let's watch them and see what they do. That would be my AFC choice, I think.
Yeah, I mean, my friend James is a Rams fan. He's been a Rams fan for a long time, even when they were in like St. Louis and stuff like that. And the Super Bowl is again in California. He wants it to be a Rams Chargers finals. I'm like, guy, that's just.
You know what? I'll tell you what. That would be a really cool storyline.
The script is written that way.
Yeah, it would. I would. No matter who it is, I'm watching it. But yeah, I'd love to see. I would love to see that. But I don't think San Diego is good enough. The Rams. It would not surprise me if the Rams go.
Because the season was so close that them losing that Seahawks game put them in like 5th place, even though they're like literally a top 3 team.
They're playing this weekend instead of having because Seattle's got the bye. So
yeah. Well, it was great talking to Chubby Ray for the first time. It was awesome. Great conversation with you, man. I do wish you luck and the speedy recovery on your surgery. Actually, so we don't see you for a while. It's because you're literally not able to move actually at that point, so can't wait to have you on for a second appearance at some point down the road. Thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK